Welcome back. I've had a little bit of a hiatus over the summertime. I've been doing some yard work, riding some bikes, etc. But I did want to continue with another sort of tutorial on really how I put everything together, and I've been kind of struggling on how to explain it. In a sense, you can take all of your video footage that you've ever taken, and maybe a lot of times you've left the camera on and you find out that you have bad footage attached to the video, and you kind of put it off to the side, thinking that it's no longer any good, and that you don't want to show that kind of video. So what I've done is I've put together a series of clips and put them in a specific order to shoot. So when I brought it into my editing software, I've taken those same clips, rearranged them, put on a few effects, made a few adjustments, some sound effects, and some music, and you can really see a difference. So what I'm going to try to, at least today, is just to explain the process of editing. I'm not going to teach you how to edit per se, but just because everybody has their own creativity. So bear with me. I am not a professional. I don't do this for a living, and I do this as a hobby, and I find myself a storyteller, even though I do make mistakes. Well, all we can do is let the video show for yourself. Try and follow along with the mouse, but I will be doing things very, very slowly, but I want to try and condense it into two sessions of a 1 minute clip each to show you all the clips in order that they were shot, and then rearranged, and then everything else put into it. So I hope you enjoy, and well, let's continue. First of all, when you open up your software, you're going to need to have the footage in there. You can see that I have a series of drives. If you can follow my mouse, I have a series of hard drives that I store all my footage. So what I've done in this case is I've made a new project, and I've got a series of, if you can follow my cursor, my mouse, I have a few different sequences. I have a bin for my video, I have a bin for stills, and I have a bin for audio and sound effects. So just to take a look, if you take a look inside here is all the small clips that were all taken. It tells you the order based on time, etc. So that's how I was able to take them and put them into a particular order of how they were shot. There's just a one still that I used at the end. And here's some sound effects and some audio that I had put in there. So bear with me on that. But essentially, once you bring all your footage in here, you come up with a timeline once you start the sequence, and you can start inputting any of the footage. As an example, I can take this first footage. It will load it into the source monitor here on the right. So if I double click that, there's some of the footage. And if you scroll with the CTI, you can see that I can look at the entire clip as it goes back and forth. And you can see down here, down below, where it's lightly grayed out, it's an in point and an out point. So essentially, it's just a matter of grabbing that and putting it onto your timeline. Right now, I'm only showing you the one monitor. I have a dual monitor set up so that it's kind of extended my layout a little bit so I can see it a little bit easier. So here's my dual monitor setup. You can see that I have a source monitor here. I have my program monitor, which is going to be playing what's inside my sequence. So over on the right hand side here, this is my sequence. You can see here that as soon as I scroll this over, now what's playing in the sequence window will show up on the program monitor. So you can make that larger or smaller to take a look. But here is the clip. It's 1 minute long. And here is the clip with just the clips put in the order that they were shot that particular day. Now, as you can see from that clip, it doesn't make sense, and it's not in any particular order, because nobody's going to be putting their gloves on after they get off the bike, etc. So what I had done is I had changed that over to, and I made the other sequence. So in a sense, now, if you can see this here, I've got my video clips in here. I've added an adjustment layer just to give some black bars on it. Here's the some of the clips over on the right-hand side here. Some of the clips have the audio included. Other ones I've taken them out because I've added sound effects in the audio down below. And I've also added some music that I found at Epidemic Sound, and you can see from there. So I'll take the scroll bar, put it back to the beginning, and we will play it from here. Well, that's it in a nutshell, really. I didn't want to show you how to actually edit the clip. I just wanted to show you more or less how to take some video, choose the parts that you like. You can rearrange the clips, etc., in order to tell a story. Like I said, when I showed you the original clips, the getting on and off the bike, shooting the bike itself, putting your gloves on, starting it, that was actually done all after the bike ride was done. So what I did was I explained how you put on the gloves, you start the bike, you get on the bike, you ride the bike, you get off, etc. That you can take all these clips and put them all into whatever order you want in order to tell your story. The addition of audio, like music or sound effects, that's all your own creativity. And like I said, there's no right and wrong. This just becomes a way to show people everything from home movies to sporting events to your kids growing up, etc., etc. And then now there's a way to take all that footage, good or bad, and put it all together to tell a story. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it made some kind of sense for you. Like I said, this was not an instruction on how to use the software. There are plenty of tutorials online, whether you're using the Adobe Premiere Pro, you got Final Cut for Mac, you've got DaVinci Resolve, and there's a whole pile more, some expensive, some not. So if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. I would appreciate that very much, and we'll see you in the next video.